Now that the vaulting dust has settled, let's go over 11 tips to make you a better vaulter. So a lot of these tips are going to be really simple, but things that you might just need to get your head around. So the first one is just being more efficient when looting. Try not to limit yourself just to the doors, but now windows, because a lot of them are now vaultable. But there's still a couple windows which aren't vaultable, and I'm just going to show you them right here. The next thing I want to talk about is leaping over walls. It's faster when you're running than from when you're on a standstill. To show you this, I've put both of these clips back to back to show you that one is faster than the other. So as you can see on the right, you'll vault over walls about a half a second faster from a running start. Next up, you'll want a keybind jump so that you don't vault over just small little objects. This isn't a big deal, but it could put you out on top in a fight. Next, you'll want to use vehicles to get to spots that you probably wouldn't have been able to get to before. This is especially great for catching your enemy off guard. The only thing is, UAZs can't be used to jump on top of, so you'll need to use another object to jump on top of the UAZ, then vault to somewhere else. Another great tip to know is the maximum height in which you can vault at is only 1.5 body lengths. A good way to judge this is if you put your arms up, that is as far as you would be able to vault to. Vaulting at waist height won't holster your gun. This comes in handy when in combat or trying to chase someone down or possibly running away from people. You can see in this clip it came especially handy as I had to holster my gun to jump over this wall, and it gave the enemy enough time to realize I had jumped over and get me back. Next point I want to make is when vaulting or jumping through windows, you need to face them head on. Otherwise you won't be able to get through them, or you'll just jump from side to side. Basically follow what you did for crouch jumping. The same principle applies for vaulting. Vaulting large objects, then backing off and cancelling the vault is definitely a viable way now of peeking, especially in first person. Though, be careful vaulting medium-sized objects, as if you leave it too long, you'll end up on the other side and in a vulnerable spot. And that ties in with our next tip: take advantage of people vaulting. They're very vulnerable, and most of the time they'll have their gun away, so they can't do anything if you start shooting at them. Another tip I think a lot of people have overlooked is jumping down to water and climbing up cliffs. It's way more viable as there's a lot more spots to now climb up. People previously would be hesitant to jump down as there would be only one or two ways to get up and people would just camp those spots. Or you probably just wouldn't have time to jump down then get back up for the blue circle. Now, with vaulting, there's a lot more time to get back up and it's way faster. Now, if you guys have been counting, that is all 11 tips. But I've got a bonus tip for you guys. Subscribe to this channel because this channel gives great tips and guides for you to become a better player at PUBG. And, as always, this channel is also a Christian channel, so one like equals one prayer. Oh!